My name is Nathalie Marguerite Coutou, and my spiritual name is Buffalo Woman. I was given the name here in this community for the work I do, to unite and create dialogue. I'm the owner of Khewa, Indigenous art gallery in Wakefield, Quebec. I didn't grow up in my Indigenous descendant culture, like I'm Mi'kmaq ancestry, but I didn't grow up with it. I grew up with a French father. I grew up in Quebec in a small village, and we grew up on a farm with a huge kennel. We had at the peak of our kennel, we had up to 2,500 huskies and malamutes. So by the time that we were born, all the siblings and our childhood was out of this world, my father was a very public person, very French, European, southwest of France, and very marginal, and my mom was like pure joy and alive and loving and nurturing, and so when I was born, I was used to a lot of people. I was used to, it's almost like my father and my mother built community in the middle of nowhere. And we received, Olympic teams in '67. I wasn't even born then. So I was born in a buzz of very public life and entrepreneurial spirit. I was never not an artist. I think you're never not an artist. To me, an artist is a human being. The ability to explore that depends on how you were exposed to it. I'm a graphic artist by trade, but I wasn't happy as a graphic artist. I'm happy painting, I'm happy connecting, I'm happy in my school, Old Montreal College. I was elected in social cultural to organize a powwow because I could bring people together, because I connect with the heart, because I'm also my father and my mother. I have my own light, but I'm a connector. So I thought, how am I going to connect with a painting? I didn't see it then. I didn't see graphic arts being the thing that I would bring joy. This would bring me, I didn't know how to do this. So I decided that one day we went to a powwow, and a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, he said to me, "Oh my God, with your energy and your bilingualism, we need a store. You need to open a store." And I'm like, oh, that resonates with me, because I saw all the people. I saw the artists, I saw the community, I saw a place where, yes, I could have a place where I would promote Indigenous, Métis and Inuit art, because it didn't exist other than museums at the time. That's why I opened the door to promote the Indigenous, Métis and Inuit artists, and to bring back the drums into our home, into our dwellings, because it was illegal up until 1960 to do drumming, to have ceremonies, and it was a big deal. I didn't grow up with that knowledge. It wasn't taught in the schools. People come in the store and they say, "Wow, you're always so happy." Yes, but that's a choice, because there's things that I've experienced that are not very happy. And I think, to me, it's like when something happens my way, I really dance with what it makes me feel. And sometimes it's anger or injustice, what's been done to our communities. It's unfair, and I'm thinking, oh, how can I bring healing to this journey? How can I bring healing so that it doesn't stay in me and I don't hold it in my inner turtle? How can I let it go in the river? So that's where I go when I paint, and I go there because there's no judgment. I paint. I have the right to be of mixed ancestry. I have the right to be a Métis from Mi'kmaq heritage, and to to be also European, to be born in Quebec, I have no prejudice when I paint. And I know that I have to be careful because they're feeling this. And that's the current of that river, that's the vein. So I'm very gentle, and then, you know, we have a connection. The moments I create, they're really stories of emotional connection. I've been here for half my life. So when you enter the door and you connect with a piece of art, you connect with that emotion, not mine. You connect with the emotion of the moment that, yes, I translate into art, but the person who connects with that, and then if they have the time, I sometimes I'm like shaking and I'm like, whoa, I see that they're connecting. So I then slowly, I said, would you like to know the story? Yes. I said, well, do you want to share how you feel first? And the person has a choice. So that's the river. We now create a river. I always want to have an open door to a living culture